All right. All right. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Friday Night Fight Talk. Opening up hot this time because this is a very special week. Like we all know, sorry, I'm fucking with my mic volume here. We all know what's going on this week. UFC 315 in Montreal, Canada. Finally, okay? We got another Canada episode here. Usually my favorite episodes. Yeah, we got this card used to be really good and it had a lot of canceled fights, and now it's just mid. But it's still gonna be fun time. I'm gonna be there live, finally watching a card. I can't wait. I'm really excited. And leaving tomorrow, yeah. So, I guess we'll get right into it. So, kicking off the card, we got Brad Katona, two-time tough winner, versus Bezkat Almakan. Now look at the measly Bezkat Almakan over here with his, I have a 91% finish rate. Oh. You want to know what happened in his last fight? I'll give you a hint. Umar whooped his ass. I'm kidding. That's not how it actually went. Umar completely dominated him for the rest of the rounds, but he dropped Umar in this fight. Definitely a big threat for the Canadian contender here. However, Brad Katona is Brad Katona. So, just because he's coming off a loss, Gene Matsumoto, does not mean that this man is not going to win this fight. I'm picking Brad Katona to win by a decision. Brad Katona, granted, tough winners, yes, they've gone downhill, but to win it twice is something special. Oh, something only a Canadian could do. And I got to give it to him. He's pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, Brad Katona definitely winning this one by decision. Oh wait, actually, you know what? I completely forgot to go over what happened last week. I couldn't release the episode last week. I'm sorry. Just know that I got my RDR pick right. And my main event pick right. So, did pretty good. The only thing I really fucked up on was I picked Jeremy Stevens. But I was at an exhibition event, and I was the announcer. I got called in on the day of. So, pretty unfortunate events. However, I couldn't pass that opportunity up. So, sorry about last week, but we got an even better episode this week. We got the Canada episode once again. All right, now, moving on. A fight with no Canadian in it. Therefore, I don't give a shit. We have Daniel Santos versus Jung Young Lee. Daniel Santos trains at Shoot Box with Charles Oliveira. And Jung Young Lee kind of exists. So, Daniel Santos, he's had actually some really good wins recently. I think he's on a 2-fight win streak, I want to say. And Jung Young Lee over here, he got slept by Hyder Emil, but that's because that's Hyder Emil. Really high-level guy. Undefeated in the UFC other than that. So, I'm actually going to go with Jung Young Lee here. I believe he's the underdog. He's got decent skills. Just, a lot of people are overshadowing him because he got chinned by Hyder Emil. Which, isn't the end of the world. Don't get me wrong, Daniel Santos is not bad, but he's also coming in on short notice. So with that, I gotta say I'm gonna pick Jung Young Lee here. Oh, fuck. Oh, jeez. Alright. Featured early prelim. We got Marc-Andre Barriault versus Bruno Silva. Yikes. Okay, I'll start out with Bruno Silva because it's easier to say that he's shit. Bruno Silva, the reason he's lost so much, he's fought some pretty good guys recently. Like his last 4 fights, he fought Brendan Allen, Shar Magomedov, Chris Weidman, and then Nordeev is kind of a bad loss. So, bad losses lately. got eye poked into oblivion by Chris Weidman as well. And his last win was over Brad Tavares, and before that he lost to Gerald Mearshart. So this guy's a pretty big fucking can. Gets beat by most people. Then we got, oh fuck. We got Marc-Andre Barriault over here. Shit. Who, in his last fight, got KO'd, flatlined, by one of the pound-for-pound worst fighters in the UFC. And before that got fucking flatlined even worse by Joe Pyfer. And then a close fight with Chris Curtis. I don't know how the fuck that happened. His last win's over Eric Anders. I am going to pick Marc-Andre Barriault to win a decision. He's got that pure Canada power in him. Just his chin is fucking gone. He's one of the only... He's not a superhero. All the other Canadians are superheroes. But this guy... I don't know about this. Like, he's really just a fucking can. But this is the fight to see who keeps their contract. Whoever loses this fight's getting fucking cut. Yeah. So yeah, Marc-Andre Barriault to win a decision. Alright. Next up, we got Navajo Sterling versus Ivan Erslan. Navajo Sterling coming off that boring fucking fight over, what was it, Tuco Tacos? Like, how the fuck do you not finish Tuco Tacos? Anyways, that was a boring fucking fight. Ivan Erslan over here. Pretty scary dude. Lost to Ion Cutelaba. I believe it was on the Paris card? Now, Erslan isn't great. So I am going to pick Sterling. And I'll say he probably wins another decision here. I won't lie. This card's kind of going to be a bit of a decision fest because Dana doesn't like the Great White North. But yeah, just judging off his last fight, he couldn't finish Tuco Tacos, man, who's like one of the worst fighters in the UFC. So I gotta say that he just fucking he just wins a decision. He won't finish him. Ion, oh, my headset came off. Ion finished Erslan, but I'm not confident Sterling will. Speaking of Cutelaba, now we've got Modestas Bukauskas versus Ion Cutelaba. Now, Ion Cutelaba is the betting favorite. However, I have to remind myself that Ion Cutelaba is, in fact, Ion Cutelaba. And I can't ever pick him confidently. I know he's on a 2-fight win streak. But this is the same guy that lost to Felipe Lins. And what has Felipe Lins done? Nothing. Okay? So, keep that in mind. But he's on a 2-fight win streak. And Modestas Bukauskas is on a great 3-fight win streak. His last performance on UFC Seattle was amazing. Or is it 3? No, 2-fight win streak. Sorry, my bad. I'm going to go with Modestas Bukauskas, and I'm going to say he KOs Ion Cutelaba in round 2. But this is a very tough fight for me to predict, because Ion's looking real good lately. But it's Ion Cutelaba. Like, what am I supposed to say about that? He's Ion Cutelaba. Alright, next up. This is an easy one to predict. Jessica Andrade versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. I gotta go with Jasmine. By whatever the fuck she wants. I think this is going to be complete and utter domination from Jasmine here. Now, I don't know if I could exactly say that she finishes Andrade, but there's definitely potential there. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to say Jasudavicius submits Andrade in round 2. I'm going to say that. Because she's got very good grappling. Her last fight, she looked very good in the grappling department. Was it Mayra Bueno Silva, I think? Yeah, and then she had Da Silva before that. Really good wins, back-to-back. And yeah, oh, geez, I am flying through this because I'm just so excited. Okay. Prelim headliner, we got Mike Malott versus Chuck Buffalo Charles Radke. This bastard really does not like our country. So I can't pick him, but also I think Mike Malot's going to win. And I'm actually going to say Mike Malott KOs him in the second round as well, actually. I don't... Now, don't get me wrong, he could play it safe just like he did against Trevin Giles. Or Giles, however the fuck they say his name. I don't know how to say his name. And Malott has good grappling too, but I think this is going to be... We're going to see a good KO here, I won't lie. Maybe a knee to the body, just like Carlos Prates. Don't get me wrong. Charles Radke, he's got some good fucking... He's pretty well-rounded, but at the same time, he's lost a lot. So, I can't confidently pick him. So, I am going to go with Mike Malott to win this one. Okay. Moving on, opening up the main card, we have the Pussy, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Kyle Propolek. Propolek? I don't fucking know. Now, you might be like, whoa. Why is Benoit a pussy? Why'd you just call him a pussy? So, we had two amazing offers for short notice fights here to come up this week. The two opponents being, surprisingly, both have the same name. Mateusz Rąbecki. Okay. I think I sounded like Chael saying that there. Fucking saying like Yuri Prochurzer or something. Or Mateusz Gamrot. So both of those fighters said they would step up, and those would be infinitely better fights than what we just got with Kyle Propolek, who's coming back to the UFC after years of not being in the UFC. He's coming in on short notice to face BSD. Now, he's had a pretty good streak outside the UFC. But I don't know how well it's going to do against Benoit Saint-Denis, but the only thing I can say for this man is he has Canadian plot armor. And I am picking Kyle Propolek to win by round 1 KO against Benoit, the can pussy, Saint-Denis. Benoit, you fucking... Not only did you take a shittier fight, you took what you thought would be the easy fight. You pulled a Moicano. You're like, this easy fight? This easy fight? Easy money? But you're about to get your ass handed to you. You've lost to Moicano, Poirier, and now your ass is out of the rankings. Your ass is going to be out of the rankings. Alright? So I'm picking Kyle Propolek. Fuck, I can't take myself seriously with this one. Round 1 KO by Canadian plot armor. Alright, next up, we got Alexa Grasso versus Natalia Silva. Now, I see a lot of people, a lot of people picking Natalia Silva. And I won't lie here, I'm actually going to pick Alexa Grasso to win a decision here. Very close fight, don't get me wrong, I think this will actually be quite close. But big yawn. Excuse me. Natalia Silva, her best win is Andrade, who hasn't been doing great lately. Or Vivian Araujo, or however the fuck you say her name. Araujo? I don't fucking know. Aljo. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Alexa Grasso to win this one. I think she's gonna use her boxing quite well, and hopefully she's learned from the Shevchenko fight where she got fucking 50-45, and has some good takedown defense. Gets the wrestling out of there. Yeah, simple there. Featured bout. We have Jose Aldo versus Aman Zahabi. This was just moved up to be a featherweight fight because Aldo couldn't make 35. Now, this is a hot take. I see a lot of people picking Jose Aldo. And I won't lie, I genuinely believe that Aman Zahabi will beat him by decision quite confidently. And I get it. Zahabi's best win is Pedro Munoz or Basharat, And Boshrot got fucking KO'd in his next fight. But genuinely, I think that Zahabi will be able to out-decision Jose Aldo by not holding him against the cage. I think he has a style that can counter Jose Aldo quite well. Which most people counter Jose Aldo by holding him against a cage because he can't do much. And yeah. I gotta say, Amen Zahabi, I genuinely believe is gonna win a decision. Sorry, Jose Aldo fans. I like Aldo too, but he's up against Zahabi. And on to the co-main event. We are fucking 15 minutes into this shit already, and I just flew through these. I think this is the fastest I've ever done these. We got Valentina Shevchenko looking fucking... She looks drained in her picture, but that's just me. Valentina Shevchenko with her new custom fight kit versus Manon Fiorot. And Manon Fiorot... Why does she look like she's hiding something in her mouth? I'm sorry. Just, what the fuck? She looks like she's got something hidden in there. It's like, oh, Manon, what's in your mouth? Mm-mm. Manon, what's in your mouth? Mm-mm. Manon, I need you to open your mouth. Mm-mm-mm. Like, she's got something hidden in there. Undefeated in the UFC. We know that there's been a lot of bad luck with UFC and undefeated fighters lately. A lot of undefeated fighters have lost their O's, and I get she's not actually undefeated. She has one loss. But she looked really good in her last fight against Erin Blanchfield in that title eliminator. Oh my god, I'm across the room. Oh, big stretch. Excuse me. Who am I going to pick here? To be completely honest, I got to go with Valentina here. In her last fight, she really showed she has the wrestling. Or at least that Grasso doesn't. And she's also, like, we can't forget Valentina is a elite fucking striker. An amazing kickboxer, amazing Muay Thai. So I gotta say, I'm picking Valentina, and I do think she's gonna win it by decision. I think this is gonna be a close fight. I think it'll probably be 48-47 Shevchenko. I do believe Manon will probably win a round or two, but not enough to win the fight. I think Valentina will win this. Manon will probably keep it really close, though. And in the main event, I have flown through these picks. We are at like the 18-minute mark-ish. We got Belal Muhammad versus JDM, Jag Della Maddalena. And this is a hard-ish fight to predict. It's kind of a hard fight to predict. Because Belal... oh my god. I just jump scared you with my yawn. Belal is known for not getting finishes. This guy probably couldn't finish his wife. But sorry, Brandon Belal Stray. And JDM is known for being an elite striker. Now, if Belal wrestles, if he strikes and mixes up with the wrestling, I have no problem picking Belal Muhammad to win a decision. However, we've seen Belal get teed off on in striking. If he tries to strike with JDM, I think this will be a pretty confident JDM either KO or decision. It just depends on where the fight goes. It's all up to Belal. It's up to Belal's game plan. Yeah. So, that being said, I am actually going to pick Belal Muhammad. I am going to pick Belal. I'm going to say Belal is going to win a decision. Yeah. Nothing else really there. It just depends on the way the fight goes. Really, that's it. And also, this fight... Oof. I just got a Windows notification. It just made me deaf. This fight is going to determine the main event for International Fight Week this year. I'm sure it'll probably be announced at the post-fight presser. Because they are taking their sweet fucking time with this event. So, in the main event for International Fight Week, it is confirmed that it will be Ilia Topuria. In some way, it will be Ilia Topuria. And all that matters is if Bilal wins this fight, it will be Islam versus Ilya. But if JDM wins this fight, it will be Charles versus Ilya. So we will either see Islam Makhachev versus Ilya Taporia or Charles Oliveira versus Ilya Taporia in your main event for International Fight Week. And that's our picks. We fucking flew through these. Good thing we got a decent bit of Q&A this week. All right. For Canadian cards, this is a lot better than what I was expecting when you really look at it. Yep, 100%. This is definitely the best Canadian card we've gotten in a while. Look at what was the featured bout of 297? Because if I'm not wrong, was it not Chris Curtis versus Marc-Andre Barriol? I gotta look at 297. That fucking piece of shit card. UFC 297. Oh no, it was Neil Magny, Mike Malott. Right. Yeah, so we had that. And then the only other fight on that card that really mattered was Arnold Allen and Movsar Evloev. I won't lie. But yeah, this is a lot better than most Canadian cards. Which is why I'm excited to go. Katona gets 0 love. I like the guy's boxing is powerless but clean and crisp. I hope he gets a dub. He has no fucking power. Brad could not KO someone if he tried his hardest. But he's got really good wrestling. And he does get 0 love. This guy's 2-time Tough winner, let's remember that. And I know Tough has had an insane drop-off in the years. For example, we just watched the Tough champion get fucking KO'd last week. Which, I mean, everyone expected it. Azamat Bekuev looks fucking crazy. Call me crazy, but is just... I can't help thinking if Malott didn't gas out versus Magny. He has a decent skill set, but Radke, who Prates need to KO, throws with real intent to injure. I'm cheering for Mike, but not hopeful. Yeah. It's risky. You just can't gas out. He can't gas out, and I know Chuck Buffalo throws with fucking intent. But I definitely think Malott is still going to get the dub. Man, I am tired. Oh. Anyway, sorry. Powerbar Barriol is super inactive. Is going to have a rough night against Bruno Silva. Yeah, it's looking like it's good. It might go that way. Listen, I have confidence in all my Canadian fighters out there, but holy fuck. He is, yeah. Ugh. Do you think submission artist Ion Cutelaba is gonna get another sub win? Lamau, I could see it. I could definitely see it. Like that fight can go anyway. For both those guys, in my opinion. I just think Bukowskis is probably gonna KO him. I think Ion Cutelaba's on his I need to lose turn. Jasmine Jasudavicius is for sure the great state of Canada's biggest opportunity for a win, 100%. She's rangier and her boxing has come a long way. I see her piecing up Andrade in the feet and then going in for the sub. I agree. I believe that's probably how this will go. Honestly, that fight can be any way Jazz wants that to be, and she'll still win it. She can win that fight in any fucking fashion she wants. She's so good. Let's see. 2 piss breaks on the main card. Yeah, I'll be there live, so all the alcohol will catch up to me. Pussy BSD turns down Gamrot and accepts a purple matchup. Yep. What the fuck? Kyle is a southpaw with decent kicks and a quick 1-2, but it's probably going to be a tough night for him. I agree. Especially since BSD's probably going to grapple. He's probably going to try and sub him. We got to remember how good BSD's BJJ is. As much as, in his last fights, he's struggled with the grappling and the striking. He actually does have those skills, pretty honed in. Just the thing is that he's up against Dustin Poirier, who's, probably best striker at lightweight. and Moicano, who's one of the best grapplers at lightweight. Yeah. He's from where I live now, so I'll be cheering for him, but like most, not expecting much. Yeah. Yeah, when I heard a guy from... Actually, I won't dox you, three-piece, don't worry. I mean, you kind of dox yourself. Anyone can just Google that, but it's whatever. Ariel Helwani versus Jose Aldo. Yeah, I forgot to mention that Ayman Zahabi is like a carbon copy of Ariel Helwani. Just like an actual fighter. This is going to be a kickboxing match, yeah. I think it'll be a lot closer than people think. According to Jose's true birth certificate, he is 62 and definitely not as fast as he used to be. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, I gotta look this shit up. There's no way. Jose Aldo is 62? There's no way. Did you just fool me with this shit? Oh, well, I just asked AI and it said, hell no, but... I kind of gotta find this. I don't know, I'll figure it out eventually. What the fuck? But yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot closer, and I think Zahabi is gonna make this a tough fight. I don't think a lot of people believe in him, but he did really good against Pedro Munoz. So yeah, I do believe this is gonna be a really close fight. Sadly, Furo is going to be too much for Valentina. I don't think so. I think Valentina will be able to get Furo out of there. Maybe not finish her, but it will be a close fight. Don't get me wrong. Bilal stated he's not going to shoot on Jack, and that he is the best. I can't take this seriously. Is the best boxer in the welterweight division and wants to stand and trade. How long do you think that game plan lasts? If he's fucking standing, I give him 2 rounds. If he's standing, I think he gets fucking rocked in round 1, and then JDM finishes him round 2. But if he strikes effectively and mixes in grappling, I think that's an easy fight for Bilal. Because that's not going to work well with JDM, especially since the Gilbert, look at the Gilbert Burns fight as a template. Granted, all it takes Jack is to get up, but all you have to do is hold him down. So he's like a gorilla. Oh, speak of the devil. How many Ryans would it take to beat an adult gorilla? How many Ryans would it take to beat an adult gorilla? Brother, it's probably going to be the whole 100. Are we talking with, the max? Like the max being 100? Give me 100 me's. I think we can all dogpile it. I'm 160 right now. I think we could fuck it up. We're trained. Not in BJJ, though. So, what if it just stands? I don't fucking know. Yeah, probably 100 Ryans. That brings up another topic I wanted to bring up. How many gorillas would it take to beat every champion? Or, how many of each champion would it take? So, if we could clone them. And, say, for example, we have a bunch of Pantojas. How many Pantojas would it take to beat a gorilla? I'd actually put that at, 90. Slightly less than 100. Marab? Give me, 50 Marabs. I won't lie. Listen, he's a little guy, but that guy, all you have to do is tire out the gorilla, hold him down, send a few Marabs in as bait, and and it'll be tired. And then Marab will just fuck it up. Volk, I think 40. Yet again, you're gonna have to go with the same game plan, a few Volks as bait, and then just wear down the gorilla. Lightweight, Islam, give me 40 as well. No one tests grappling of gorilla. All I have to say. Welterweight, you can't beat a gorilla by decision. Give me 50 Bilals. They can hold him down, and he's pretty hefty. Now, Dreykus, okay, hear me out. Here's the thing with Dreykus. This guy has the biggest fucking plot armor in the world. I'm talking, give me a Dreykus. Just, let's put Dreykus in against a gorilla. And I think that motherfucker will be able to plot armor his way to a win over a gorilla. With a goofy goober KO. All you need is one. Because the plot armor is insane. Ugh. Anyways. Light heavyweight. Big Ank. Give me like 30. Give me 30 Big Anks to beat a gorilla. And Tom Aspinall's give me like, yeah, like 30, 20 even. I think 20. He's a fucking huge dude. He's taller than a gorilla. He's bigger than a gorilla. Maybe not. No, a silverback weighs like 300 pounds. Okay, he's not bigger than a gorilla. He's like 250, but he's close. And he's explosive. Like, give me a few Tom Aspinalls. And John Jones would probably do a hit and run on a gorilla. Or like, he would somehow find a way to be a drug cheat against a gorilla. Well, so yeah, that's the card. Upcoming cards we got. We have Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales, which is supposed to be the featured bout on this card. His now Fight Night main event in the Apex. Like, why? Why? I wanted to see that. And Blanchfield versus Barber, that's even worse. Although, at least we have Gamrot and Klein. Like, that's not bad. And also, I don't know if anyone's seen that UFC 316 so far is actually looking pretty good. Obviously, main event, Merab O'Malley. Merab's finally the favorite. He opened up as the favorite against O'Malley, but now he's actually the favorite. I don't see Sean O'Malley coming back up that far to be the favorite. Kayla Harrison obviously going to beat Juliana Pena. Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland as well on there, which is weird they're giving Holland a ranked opponent right away. Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer been rebooked. Cheeto Vera versus Mario Bautista. Fuck. That's going to be boring. Bruno Silva versus Josh Van. That's great. Wang Kong fighting De Silva. And Azamat Mirzakana versus Brenton Ribeiro. And not Johnny Walker. Because Johnny Walker keeps getting fucking injured. Man, it's going to be a year since his last fight if this keeps up. Which, you know what? Gives his chin time to recover, so it's not bad. But just a short notice fighter for Azamat. He's probably going to move up in the rankings too. Like, that's the thing. With a short notice fighter, you shouldn't move up in the rankings, really. Like, oh, and Usman versus Buckley is happening too. Like, what was it? Like, for example, after a year of inactivity, I don't think Montel Jackson should have moved up in the rankings, but he did. Like, he was out for about, like, over a year, if I'm not wrong. Or maybe just under a year. But I don't think he should have moved up. Also, for example, like, Alonzo Menafield moved up very briefly. I don't think that should have happened when he beat, I forget his name. But that shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't have had to move up in the rankings, especially since neither Montel Jackson or Eamon Zahabi have a ranked win. I think it probably should have just stayed the way it was. At least Marcus McGee actually does have a ranked win. Also, rumor going around, and apparently Jan confirmed this, that Piotr Jan is going to fight Marcus McGee, who his ranked win was Jonathan Martinez, who's now out of the rankings. It's a little absurd to me, don't you think? That big of a step up. That's some Sean O'Malley shit. Like, I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to say. Let me think. Nope, nothing that comes to mind. Thank you guys for watching the Canada special. I'll be posting on Verdict more again this week. I'm really tired. Ugh, tired. But yeah, that's about it. Dragging this on? I'm kidding. I'm not gonna drag it on. Thank you guys for listening once again, and I'll see you in the next episode. And oh, Canada.